Well, Lisa, like I said, you are the queen of reality TV. You've been doing this for so long, and I'm sure that you have seen so many different things and have a lot of secrets of reality TV. So I would love if you could tell us maybe a couple reality TV secrets that you've never told anybody else.
Well, I have to say, over the years, pretty much Bravo, like if it's interesting, they put it out there, whether you want it out there or not. But personally, I've had some things that, I mean, I remember when I wanted to leave Housewives once, and I was filming Vanderpump Rules, I kept saying, I don't want to do this anymore. And I came out, and there was a producer of Housewives that gave me some flowers, and I had a convertible car, and there were two of them, and one of them jumped in my car. I said, I'm leaving, I'm not doing Housewives anymore, it's done. You know how many times I said that? So it's done. I drove off, they jumped in the car, literally. I got home, I said, okay, you get out the car. And the other one, he climbed over my gate, ran down my driveway and says, you have to come back. And I think at the end I was like, okay. I thought this should have been on the show. To see producers climbing over my 2 security gates and chasing me up the road, I never see anything like that for sure. But yeah, the deal was done, I went back. I remember like every time Adrian would come over, she always wore this kind of brown body makeup. Wherever she sat, she would leave her imprint, you know, that I would think the human stain is here, you know. I'd be like, oh my God. Also on Vanderpump Villa, the amount of shagging. Like when you live with people, you forget. I mean, I know when I was 20 something, I'd have probably been the same. But I mean, like when you live with them, the connections and how intense it is and all that. We couldn't show all of it. I mean, every person that hooked up could have had their own episode, you know, completely. So there was so much content. So you forget that, you know, the whole dynamics and how quickly that moves. It was pretty extraordinary, yeah.
Was there ever a storyline that like came out that like you did not want to talk about, or was there anything that was ever like off the table for you?
Really, I've always said I'm an open book. I'll talk about it out there. I think grief can be hard because you don't want to make a depressing show. I started Vanderpump Rules 2 days after my brother's funeral, and anybody knows as, you know, only siblings together and how I met Ken and like partners in crime. That was, I mean, he's actually here right now, just, you know, sitting here. We're at my star, and yeah, that was very difficult. But Vanderpump Rules was more of a business show for me, more about the mentoring, nurturing, dealing with all the dynamics. It wasn't so intrusive personally. So that's why I said to Andy, I shouldn't do, I would cry if I opened the fridge. I was in a state of, the only time in my life I've ever taken antidepressants. And I felt like, how can I ever get over this? I mean, you don't actually get over it. You just get used to it, you know? And I was like in a state where I remember the first day of filming that season, I just started crying and just thinking, oh my God, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. Why am I doing it? If I opened the fridge and there wasn't milk in there, I would cry. And I think grief takes its time, and it was too soon. And as Andy said, we should have given you that year off for sure. But I made the decision then and there. I thought, I don't have it in me to be combative and I just don't. I'm done. And there's no ambiguity about it. I'm leaving right here, right now. I'm never coming back. I'm not doing it. I don't care what you offer me. Reunions, money, nothing. I'm done.
When did you quit?
Right in the kitchen there with Kyle, where I said, get the out of my house. We're done. I feel also as a religious woman, I've talked about this before, you know, I believe in God. And to me, when you say to somebody, I swear to you on my children's life, I don't know, and I don't know anybody that knows. I don't know. That would always be enough for me. I've talked about this before, so I don't want to kind of be, you know, monotonous going on. But I knew then, you know, because if you said that to me and I knew you really well, I go, okay, well, now I got it, but let's find out, you know. So, and also I had a lot going on in my life then. I was opening a restaurant with Caesars. I was trying to keep my eye on the ball with that. We were working really hard with Congress to change the laws for the dogs. And that day we just got, you know, word that we were mentioned on the Congress floor for our resolution was passed. And, you know, I was working on designing a restaurant with my partner, Nick Elaine, for Caesars. So I had a lot going on, and I just thought, why am I doing this? I don't need to stand there and defend my integrity. I'm done. And there's a lot of stories always that I'm going back, but no.
So it is a hard no for you ever to return to Housewives?
A hard no. Unless it was a group of different women that I really liked. Then I'm up for a laugh. I'm always up for a laugh.
I was going to say, if it was different women, maybe some that are still there, but maybe if Kyle wasn't there, would you return?
No. There's have to be a lot more that would.
It would have to be a full cast rehaul, maybe.
Now Garcelle's gone. There's no chance. She would be my only ally.
I mean, what would you say when, all said and done, when you decide to step away from reality TV, what do you want your reality TV legacy to be?
That I gave them, the audience, authenticity, beauty, fun, just shows that were about relationships, but that weren't fabricated, that were authentic. They were visually gorgeous to watch, and a bit like me, a bit naughty too.